Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of the QDecent podcast. Or should I say, what up, kids? That's what I usually say. Oh, how you guys doing today? How you feeling? How you living? Oh shit, I didn't turn my fan off. Fuck it. Usually I turn the fan off, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So, your boy, your person, I guess, just got back from a little trip. Delta Airlines, attention by the way, Delta Airlines no longer allows the face mask that has the ventilator on it. Is there are they not as effective? Are they can you get they're already they come pre-coded in COVID? I don't know. I don't know why, but if you show up with a ventilator mask, you're done. You're not gonna. They're gonna give you a new mask. Yeah, gotta wear masks on flights, man. Gotta wear a mask. So yeah, I went to Portland to see a little lady, a little little lady friend, a friend who's a little lady. And I had a great time. We hung out. We stayed in a lot because the air quality was bad due to these wildfires. I guess there's a lot of fires going on in the west side of the known country, whatever we know this to be, the United States of America. Seems like the left half is sort of, or the right half, depending on which way you're looking at the map. You're looking up at the sky, you're looking at a map, right or left. But yeah, lots of fires. I heard there was a fire actually started by a gender reveal. It's like, oh shit, trying to figure out what gender my new baby's gonna be, and all of a sudden, boom! I just lit 7,000 acres up with those fire and flames. It's like you douse a little bit of oil on a prairie field and throw a match. Boom! Suddenly you got a girl. Suddenly you got a boy. And I don't think that's what they meant to do, but something went down. There was a pyrotechnic device of some sort, and fire. Not that the west half of the country isn't on fire all the goddamn time anyway. But the air quality was weird. And you know, I never even heard of air quality. I legitimately didn't know that air quality was like a thing that people measured on the reg and that they used to decide whether or not to go outside. I'm from Iowa, man. I didn't know that was a real thing. I mean, maybe I'd heard about it. Maybe I blocked it out. Sometimes if you hear info you don't need to know, your brain just kind of kicks it out of the way. You don't need that. You don't need to know that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. 12 minutes later. When did he say he was going to get here? That kind of shit, Stuff you don't need to know. You won't. And that's how it works. Man, I went outside, though, and kind of feel it in your eyes a little bit. You can kind of see it in the air. It's kind of like there's an invisible cookout going on in every corner. Every two a block. There's two of them a block, man, and there's smoke everywhere from those burgers that they're grilling, those invisible burgers and bacon, man, and hot dogs. It's like a grill. You're inside a grill everywhere. It hurts your eyes a little bit. I can see it's like a perma camp out with no actual food. So, everywhere. And that's not great. I know once it gets above a certain level, you got health risks. You got to stay indoors. I don't have any health risks, but I figured, why not? I don't know. I never experienced that before. It was kind of weird going into the unknown air quality. What am I gonna get? Am I gonna breathe in some COVID? Am I gonna breathe in a little? Am I gonna come out with cancer or something? Like, what's gonna happen to me? Don't know. Am I gonna come out of it thinking that I shouldn't vaccinate my kids or the earth is flat, that would not be a cool effect. Yeah, man, the air quality is pretty bad today. I'm worried. I'm not going to go outside because I want my kids to be vaccinated, and who knows what I'm going to be thinking if I go outside. Who knows, man? I certainly don't. When I was on the plane back, this girl, I had the window seat, right? And this little high school girl sat down in the seat, the aisle seat. And after a little bit, she turns to me and says, "Do you like the window seat?" And I was looking at the wing, right? I was looking at the wing outside the way. You're sitting right on the wing, safest spot of the plane. So I told her, "Yeah, I like it when you can see the wing." And she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. I was going to say if you didn't, we could switch, but it's all good." So I was like, "Wait, you want this seat? You want to switch?" Because I get the window seat all the time. I don't really, I'm not attached to it. I like it, sure, but I'm not attached to it. So I said, "Hey, do you want to switch?" And she's like, "Really? Would you?" "Yeah, sure. I'll switch ya." We got up, we switched. And then like 30 seconds later, she was like, "Hey, would you be willing to switch with my friend 2 rows back?" Ugh, you tricked me. No, it was fine. I switched with her friend 2 rows back. And so maybe I had to sit on the plane a little longer afterwards. But 2 little friends got to sit together, so great. That's fine. All I was doing was sitting there listening to some funny podcasts, and it was great because everyone was quiet around me, and I kept having to stop myself from laughing really loud. And you can't see me smiling. If you're laughing and you're wearing a mask, no one can tell what you're doing. You could be crying. If you cover up the mouth and nose, crying and laughing look pretty much the same. Funny. Nope. You can't tell, bro. So I was like masking my laugh, like putting my what do you call it? Fist up to my face and putting it over my forehead or over my eyes like that. Shit, it's funny. People making me laugh, but I was the only one that could hear it, so maybe I looked weird. But I don't care, man. At least I didn't have a mask with a vent on it. It's no good. I don't like the masks, the paper masks. I like the cloth ones. I like the cloth ones, man. They're more comfortable. Might not be as effective, but I feel like maybe this stuff is all peace of mind anyway. One of the podcasts I was listening to on the plane brought up something about a plane crash. So I was like, damn, this plane could crash and I could die. I started to think to myself, what would I do? What would I do if the plane was going down? Pilot comes over the loudspeaker. "Folks, don't panic, but the masts are going to be dropping down. We seem to have lost power in the left forward front 72549 engine, and we are headed to the ground at an unexpected location and rate." I don't know what they would say, man. They come over the loudspeaker. "All right, folks, don't panic. Don't panic, folks, but we are going down. We're probably all going to die very soon, so call your don't panic, but call your loved ones." I think I would do is I would like to think that I would try and hop on Twitter and tweet out under my handle, "About to die." And then they would find my tweet later. "About to die. Later found dead. Emmett Adamson, dead." Tweeted out, "About to die" beforehand. Maybe I'd say what I was listening to, too. Say I was listening to some show. Maybe I was watching The Office. "About to die, watching The Office." Tag him in it on Twitter. Tag Steve Carell. Tag Jenna Fisher. "Hey, about to die, watching The Office." Tweet. Plane hits the ground. Dead. And then they find my tweet, and then maybe they'll talk about me on their show, on the Office Ladies. Oh, about to die, listening to Office Ladies at Jenna Fisher at Angela Kinsey. And then they would probably talk about me on their show. This kid died listening to our podcast, and we just want to give him a shout out. Thanks for listening to our podcast, even though it killed you. Man, that's what I'd try to do. That's what I would try to do. But I didn't crash. I made it. Went to Portland. Saw my little lady friend, a young lady. Not too young. And we fucked around a little bit. We walked. There's some weird street names in Portland. You know, I saw one street, Albina Street. I was like, Albina? What is that? Is that like a female albino? Like a lady with, you know, blonde hair, white, pale skin? Maybe. Albina. So, but I didn't see a lot of albina, if that's a thing, albinas. Fuck it, man. It's like Latina for albinos. Albina. Anyway, I didn't go down that street. I also saw a Going Street. Going Street. It's like, shit, where are you going? Oh, going to Going Street. Going to Going. Where do you live? Going. Wait, you're going from where you live? You're moving? No, I mean, I live on Going. What do you mean you live on Going? Yeah, of course you live. Your life is ongoing. No, man. No, I live on Going Street. Oh, okay. Fuck, man. Why did you call it that? Going to Going Street. It's like you always got to be going when you're on that street. Maybe you could park on it. I don't know. I didn't look. Can you park on Going Street? Park and go. They should call it Parking Street. Nah, then everyone would park there and you couldn't even go. Yeah, I saw some weird ones though, man. They got weird street names everywhere, I guess. I guess they do. What else do we do there? We went to the donut place, the famous Voodoo Donuts. Got some wild donuts, man. Shout out to the Memphis Mafia donut. Bigger than my head. If you're ever in Portland, you gotta check that out. That Memphis Mafia shouts out, man. Also, we went to a 7-Eleven. And when we were at this 7-Eleven, I was going in to get pineapple Fanta and a Slurpee. I don't know what the difference is between a slushy and a Slurpee. But this nice lady outside, this nice girl outside the front of the store, she was sitting there like maybe she didn't have a house to sit in. And she was kind of covered in like welts, like bug bites almost, all over her legs and face. But she was a cutie. She was a good looking young woman. And I got out of the car to go into the 7-Eleven and she said, "I love you." So, you know, I'm a nice person. I was like, "Oh, I love you too." She's like, "Thanks." And then as I'm walking in the door, she yells, "Ben & Jerry's, fudge brownie, I love you." And I was like, oh God, she doesn't really love me. She just wants Ben & Jerry's. And so I walked to the back of the store, saw the Ben & Jerry's, man. $6.49 before tax. I was like, shit, man, I'm not loaded. I don't get paid, dude. I'm not about to drop $6.49 on Ben & Jerry's for a rando who lied to me about loving me. So I didn't get it. But then on my way back, I was like, "Yo, man, I looked at it. It's too expensive. I didn't buy it for you." And she was talking to me more, but then I just kind of got in the car and didn't let her finish her sentence. I was afraid she was going to try and talk me into it again. I don't know what I was afraid of, man. I don't know. She seemed cool though. Maybe one day when I'm more affluent, get a little bit more cash in the pocket, maybe I'll buy some other homeless person who didn't ask me for Ben & Jerry's. Or not. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. But that was basically what I did in Portland. We went to a volcano. Um, it's like a mountain right in the middle of the city. Nothing too special. Some hiking trails. Did that. Saw a mansion. Saw some good views. Took a couple good pics. It was a good time, and I'm glad I went. But probably be sticking around here for the next while. Don't need to be going on any trips because we're about to do a hearing. About to get maybe custody of my son, which is super fucking cool. I love that little boy. And the state's been taking care of him. Not my state, my old state's been taking care of him, and they're gonna give him back to me. Or not back, they're gonna give him to me for the first time. And that's super cool. I won't be able to be like you don't have the same freedoms as a parent of a young child as you do a non-parent. You can't just pick up and go to Portland whenever you want. But that's fine, man. I've had plenty of excitement, dude. I've had lots of excitement. I've had an exciting life. I've done plenty of stuff. I think I can take a few years off to raise my son, and I want to. It's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of time management, life management, adulting, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And that's one thing I can still do with the podcast. So thank you guys for watching the podcast, supporting me in my life. I mean, you don't actually support me by watching except for morally. When I see those views, moral support. There we go. We got it. You know, a lot of support comes from yourself, and some of it comes from others. And I believe that's true. You can get a little bit of a kickstart just from being with someone else. You know, I've found that if I'm hanging out with somebody, all my addictive behaviors massively, they aren't like they are when I'm alone. If I'm alone, I want a whole pint of ice cream. If I'm with somebody, I'll have a couple bites and then I'll be like, "Oh, it's enough. I don't need more. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of this person by eating too much." "Oh, you wanna hit this weed again, man?" "Nah, I'm good. I'm hanging out with you, so I don't need it." I stay up later. I clean up better. I do everything better when I know that I'm gonna be with somebody. I'm gonna have company, or I'm gonna be hanging out with a friend. Everything sort of works better. I can have more patience. What is that? I don't know. Maybe I gotta go back to therapy. Figure it out. You know, I'm gonna start this diet. My mom is helping me out because I don't know shit about how to grocery shop. I do know, but it's better if someone gives me a list and then I don't buy bullshit. If someone tells you what to do, someone tells me what to do, I can do it. And if someone just expects me to do the right thing, that's where it gets a little hanky, gets a little questionable. Used to be a little much for me, man. If I got plans with somebody, you better believe I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna be there for the plan. I said I was gonna be there. I'm here. And I'm saying I'm gonna do this diet. I'm gonna do 30 days paleo. Did it back in the day. It was great. I'm gonna do it again. Maybe drop a couple of pounds. Maybe lose some of the fat that's on my body. That'll make me feel good about myself. But I'm doing it for feeling good about myself. It's not like you can't, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight so that that girl Stacy will think I'm hot and she'll want to maybe take off her clothes for me. Nah, man, you can't do that. That ain't going to work. You got to want to lose weight because you love yourself. And I love myself, man. I do love myself. Sometimes it's hard to act on it. But sometimes it's hard to act on loving other people too. And once you believe that you don't love yourself, that's when you don't. And it's taken me a lot of time to do that, man. To love myself. That's rough. but it's worth it. Then you start doing nice things for yourself, man. You give yourself a little pat on the back. Sometimes things are going really well for me and I'll just do a little dance, do a fucking little jig cuz everything's going well. Like randomly in the day. If I'm killing it, dude. Yes. Ooh, I'm feeling good. I'm going to just jig it out a little bit. That literally happens to me. And that's part of that self-love. What do I have for you guys today? I've talked before on this show about sitcoms and how I really like sitcoms and how a lot of the time I hear about things on sitcoms before I hear about them in real life. Often songs or actors or references. And I tried to say, oh, this song, for example, on my last episode. And I got just a couple more examples for you here. I heard the song Goodbye Stranger for the first time. Actually, in Portland. Goodbye Stranger, something, something. I don't know, dude. I heard it for the first time. But I'd heard first The Office, Michael Scott, Goodbye Toby. That's that's got to be my favorite scene in that series. I'll tell you right now. And I talk about the show because it's one of my favorites. But this is definitely my favorite Michael Scott scene ever, where he gets up on stage and says, hey, you guys know Goodbye Stranger, and then he sings the edited version, Goodbye Toby, and then he gets really into it at the end. He's like, Toby, 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 Toby's going away. It's great. It's so funny to me, man. He just hates Toby. Goodbye Toby. And yeah, heard that song for the first time. Another one too is that song. How's it go? Everyone's watching something, something tonight. I don't know the name of the song, man, but I heard that song first on Great News. And I've talked about that show before as well. It's a great sitcom that got canceled after 2 seasons. But thank you, Tina Fey, for coming out with that show because I love it. Andrea Martin singing that song in that show is so funny. She says, everyone's watching. Will you come out tonight? I don't know. Lots of songs, dude. I hear them in a sitcom because that's all I watch. I don't have broad musical tastes. I'm not going out and finding new music or old music. If I find it, if I stumble along it, great, I love it. But I don't go looking for it ever. So a lot of my information comes from sitcoms, man. And if I come up with new ones, if I find new ones, it seems like it happens all the time. I'll bring it up, man. And once again, if you have this experience where you heard something first in a sitcom or a TV show or a movie, and then years later, you heard it in real life, and you're like, that's that thing from that thing. That's the fucking thing from the thing, dude. Tweet me about it at QDecent Podcast. Definitely, dude. Definitely. You know, sometimes life is hard to turn around. If you're going down a bad path, sometimes it's hard to switch tracks onto a good one. And for a while, as a kid, I think I just was creeping onto the bad path, dude. But I got lucky. People tried to save me. I had this one crazy story that I want to tell you guys about trespassing in Safety Village. And this is a story that I kept to myself for a long time. And you'll find out why, because I didn't want to get caught for it. Ex post facto caught. Here's what happened, man. I was in probably 7th grade, and I was with this group of boys. There was Trey was there, Zach, Cameron was there, maybe a Dakota, maybe a Phil or something. I'm not sure. There was some people there, right? Probably 5 boys, and we had some synthetic pot, weed. Fake weed. It was, spice. K2. You're familiar. the synthetic shit. And we were fucking around trying to smoke it at this like school playground, some elementary school that we didn't go to. And then somebody called the cops on us. So we heard the sirens. The police cars pull up, berries and cherries. And so we're like, fuck this, let's run away, right? Group of 5 kids starts to run away. And let's just say for the sake of argument that I was with Phil and Trey. 2 out of the 5 kids either didn't run or stopped running very quickly, and the cops got them. It was over for them. But me and Zach, I don't know, me and Trey and Phil, we're running away, right? We got away. We're running through the suburbs. We end up hopping the fence to the safety village, which is this weird little, it's not like a playground. It's like a place where kids learn traffic rules, I guess. They learn how to cross the street, crosswalks, driving. You drive around fake cars, maybe. I don't know, safety village. And someone else called the cops then, too. 2 cops called. Someone trespassed in safety village. And when we are past this, we're going through the city streets, cutting through people's yards and shit, just being bad kids. I think it was Trey's phone rang, and he answered it, right? It was one of our friends who didn't catch up. But then it was the cop on the other end of the phone. Hey, where are you guys at? So my boy Trey hangs up the phone. He takes the battery out. And, I don't know, threw it somewhere probably. And at the beginning of this run, I forgot to mention he actually did ditch the weed, the fake weed. Threw it in a bush. Like, get it tomorrow. Come back and get that shit tomorrow. But the cops called, and he hung up the phone. Took the battery out, like they were going to trace us. Little kids. And then eventually we walked for miles, a couple miles, looped back around to the school where we originally got caught. And our friends were there still, but the cops had gone. And, of course, the 2 friends ratted everybody out, told them names, told them the phone number so they could do told everybody's names, parents' names. We're going to call your parents, that kind of deal. But when they saw me, right, I come back with the group. It was me, Trey, Phil. We come back up on, I think it was Zach and Cameron. And Cameron's dumbass looks at me like, dude, I forgot you were here. I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we ratted everybody out, but I forgot you were here. We didn't tell him your name. Literally forgot about you. And here I am like, yes, doing my little happy dance to be alive, dude. Shit, they forgot to tell them my name. That's how you get saved from crimes, from police charged crimes, just by being not memorable. And that's a QD classic story right there. QD classic story. That could be a good bit. Maybe I'll tell you guys a QD classic story every week. We'll try it. We'll try it, guys. And I'm working on making it so there aren't QD classic stories anymore. I didn't give a fuck when I was a kid, and I did whatever I wanted, dude. I did whatever. And figured I'd solve it later. But now I'm at a point in my life where I need to have accountability for my actions and not do classic QD shit anymore. Maybe the new classic QD will be doing cool stuff. Doing not illegal stuff. But in the meantime, we got plenty of past classic QD stories to share with you guys, and I'm glad that you're here listening to them. I really am. We're gonna try to keep that up, cause I got lots of fucked up stories. But maybe one day I'll tell all of them, and then it'll just be moving forward from there. You know what? we'll just see how it goes, you guys. This is how we do it on the QDecent podcast. We see how it goes. And that's all we can do. I think this has been a good episode. I don't have anything to really take you out. Oh, that's going to be a good story for the next classic QD story. Oh, I got it, you guys. This is going to be it. I'm not going to tell you now, but I will tell you. It's about my boy Lee, and it's about a tent. Thanks for watching the show today, you guys. Peace and love. I love you, kids. Follow me on Twitter at QDecent Podcast. Check it out.